everyone, Maxine here, Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today we're going to work on a masterboard using all the offcuts from our Edith Holden ephemera making series. So we have a lot of this tray is overflowing, so we need to do something with those. So we're just going to start right up, and I think I'm going to use a tear ruler to get my sizes. So I'm going to start with larger pieces and go from there. I hope I'm in frame here. Okay, so, oh my heavens. My desk is too small, my table's too small, my area is too small. Okay, so let's just get some glue down. I am just using glue stick. I think glue stick works fabulously for masterboards. Once dried, it also kind of creates another layer. If that makes sense. I just think that once glue stick dries, it makes the whole thing a lot thicker, a lot more substantial, heavier. Okay, so let's see here. So this is just a willy-nilly thing. No planning. I did not plan this anything ahead of time, so we're just getting our shapes and tearing things down and getting them glued down. So a lot of these cuts have elements on them. Some of them are just the script. Now you can do a masterboard, kind of place things how you think they would turn out once the masterboard is cut up. Or you can just randomly place things, turn your masterboard over and cut from this side and get a surprise. I have done it both ways. Oh, that's part of a masterboard. Part of the first one we made. Okay. That's the middle of the book there, or something. It's kind of a funky edge, so I'm gonna tear that off. So yeah, I've done it both ways. Both just totally random, turn it upside down to cut it and get a surprise. And other times I have, tried to be more deliberate on where I put things and cutting it out, more precisely. Random is far more fun. The other way is a little bit too stressful for my liking. And let's face it, we have enough stress in our lives, right? We do not need to create more stress with our masterboard. Am I right? We just don't need to do that. So a masterboard should be relaxing, should be enjoyable, a way to get creativity flowing if you're in a dry spell. It should not be engineered or stressful, you know. Oh, I've got to plan out exactly where to put this because when I cut it, No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not the point of a masterboard. Seriously, cause you that much stress and what have you? No. Masterboard needs to get creativity flowing. It should be enjoyable. It should be just yeah, it should just be enjoyable, you know. Not a lot of brouhaha. No drama, you know, no stress, no anxiety. You know, you get what you get. And you know what? It's going to turn out great no matter what. It really is. And, you know, beside that, after you're done, you do decorate it, right? You do decorate a masterboard. So, you know, a lot of what we're doing right now could be covered up. So, yeah, don't stress the small stuff here. I am actually going to use the blank side of this one. Right there. You can ink around each shape before you put it down, or you can ink the overall shape once it's down. Or you can wait and ink once, you know, the pieces are cut. And that's generally what I do. I just ink once everything is cut into the shapes, you know. But inking each shape before you glue it down also has a rather pleasing effect as well. So it's just up to you and, you know, your creativity and what feels comfortable for you to do, you know. If you enjoy inking, then by all means ink each piece as you're putting it down. There. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's a bad end there, so we'll take care of that. I hope everyone is doing well, having a good week, finding time for crafting, and hopefully making something. I heard that Tuesday morning is going to be closing all their stores. That's a shame. I like Tuesday morning. I mean, I've been in different Tuesday mornings, and some are really just horrible stores. I mean, they truly are, you know. It just looks like, I don't know, bargain basement type, you know, and they're pretty horrible. And I've been in others that are just, you know, just a joy to shop in. You know, everything is displayed nicely. Things are treated as if they have some value and not, you know, junk. Which the stuff in Tuesday morning is not junk. But yeah, so some stores I can understand why, you know, they're going out of business, and other stores I think, well, why would that be? I mean, it's a great store, so, you know, it just depends, I suppose, on your location and what kind of store you have. But so I went out yesterday and went to Tuesday morning, the one I like, the nice one. And they didn't have too much in the way of craft supplies. I think they've probably been gearing down for a while. But I got some paper pads, and I got some alcohol inks, and I got paper punch that is going to be a lot of fun. It creates a corner, a photo corner. I had one flying around my desk somewhere. I don't know where it got off to, but you know, the corner that you put on a photo, it makes one of those shapes, and I thought it would be really fun. I like to put corner protectors on my journals, on the actual journal cover, as you know, more or less decorative element. But yeah, so I was happy to find that. And what else? Oh, I got a bunch of brads, which I'm always, you know, and they're more decorative type. So I'm always happy to find those too, because I don't know, they're not as easy to come by, I don't think. At least I don't find them that often. So I got a bunch of decorative brads, and oh, I got some new cutting mats, craft mats, whatever they're called. I got 2 of them because they were $10 a piece, and they're big. They're even bigger than this pink one I have, which my pink one is not as pretty as it was when we started out. And I've tried cleaning it a couple of times. I do have a video on how to clean mats and what to use, and it does a great job. I think you have to keep it up though. You know, once it gets too bad, I don't know, the stains kind of become permanent or something. I'm not sure. You know, I try to be careful too. I mean, I use a glue book when I'm gluing things, and you know, other protections. I have a glass mat that I use when I'm using paints and stuff like that, you know. So I don't know how it gets so bad. Oh, that's not working. That's the right way up. I can't do really small. You know, if you're trying to tear off a really small piece, it doesn't always work out very well. Okay, so yeah, I picked up something. Spent way too much. I'm not sure. You know, I got home and I'm just like looking over the receipt and looking at what I got and thinking, what in the world did I buy? So, you know, perhaps I shouldn't have gone. Nothing I bought was earth-shattering, or, you know, certainly nothing I couldn't live without. But anyway, so I'm not sure how much longer they have. The article didn't say, you know, when stores would close, just that they're closing. But like I said, you know, their inventory is getting low. I mean, they had a lot of bedding and stuff like that. I noticed I wasn't in the market for, you know, normal things. I was in the market for, you know, always craft stuff, you know, whether I need it or not. But yeah, I don't imagine that their inventory and what they have available is going to be all that great, you know, after a while. So just letting you know. I mean, I know a lot of Tuesday morning stores closed up a couple years ago, so you know, it could be that you don't even have one in your area anymore, or possibly ever did. Let's see. I think I want to go this way with it. Get the wording. I love the script in Edith Holden. I think it's so pretty. And I like that they used the color they did rather than black. I think that just lends itself to, you know, just the prettiness of the book. What's there? Glue glob. Okay, so get that straight as possible anyway. Look at how quickly this fills up, guys. Just always amazed at how quickly it all comes together. Yeah, it's a good way to use, you know, offcuts from a project that you've got going, you know. I mean, we all have offcuts, right? We all have scraps coming out of our ears. So, you know, it's a good way to keep your offcuts from a, you know, particular project, and use it to make a masterboard, which you can make more stuff for that project, because it all ties in. Yeah, and like I said, you know, just if you're having a problem with creativity not really flowing, just, you know, get out. What I'm using here is just a piece of, you know, paper from a scrapbook paper pad. And I have tons that I will never use. You know, I will never use the paper for one of my projects. So it makes a great base for a masterboard. So you're not wasting it by tossing it, and because you don't want to toss it, you're keeping it, and it's, you know, taking up room. You can actually put it to good use and use it as a base for your masterboards. I've had videos where we use the opposite side, the blank side of scrap paper, and we, you know, made our own paper design using paint and stamps and, you know, different things like that, and we kind of designed our own paper. So, you know, you could do that as well. I don't know if words are the best thing, just because of when you cut things, the word may or may not survive, and it may or may not make sense if it doesn't survive. Does that make sense? So, I'm not sure about that. I have one up here that I don't know that that's going to survive. I got a lot of long, thin strips, don't we? Of course, it doesn't really matter which way things go either, because once they're cut, you can always, you know, turn something, or, you know, it gets covered up, and then it doesn't matter anyway, does it? Oh, let's see here. We got... cut that down, that might work. I'm gonna see if I can't straighten out that side. And then we want to kind of get an idea of size that way. That's a nice strip to keep for another time. Okay. So, you know, I'm just using, you know, torn edge look. You can also, you know, use your scissors and have nice clean lines if that's what you prefer. It works good either way. The most important thing is that it's enjoyable and it helps with the creative flow. And you use up, you know, some of your scraps, because they can overtake your studio. Can they not? Yes, they do mine. I'm constantly trying to just figure out how to organize things and where to put things, and I don't have a big space, and because of my mobility issues, I have to keep everything pretty much within reach of my chair here. I can't just get up and walk across the room, or really stand and reach something that's, high up on a shelf. So, yeah, all of my stuff has to be right around me. I kind of like that edge. I think I'm going to do a little bit of inking in this case, just so we have a contrast to what's behind it. Not that, when it's all said and done, this might not even show up anywhere. It might totally be covered up, but right now, isn't that pretty? I love that. I love that. Okay. So, glue down. And line that up. Isn't that? Oh, I love that. I love that. Whatever I make, I'm going to make sure that that shows up. That's definitely an element that I want to keep. Okay. Where is my scissors? I'm going to clean up this edge. Of course, using the cutter might be a better idea. I can make a worse mess using scissors. Okay, so there we are. I love it. See, you can have it go any way. I mean, you could, totally change it around. So, in a case like this where everything was about the same color, it might have been good to have inked around everything. So we could do another one and ink around everything. We got enough. We got enough scraps here. We could totally do that. Okay, so where is paper pad here with some stuff I'm not ever going to use, and a journal. Let's go for it. So, yeah, some of these paper pads, I just kind of wonder what I was thinking when I bought them. It's like, what the heck was I thinking? I have no idea what I was doing when I bought some of these. I probably just flipped through it really quick and something caught my eye, and maybe it was on a good sale, who knows, but yeah, I gotta question my decisions a lot of the times when it comes to these paper pads, because I have got a lot of paper pads that, yeah, I mean, there's very few sheets I would even think about putting in it in one of my journals, you know. I like to use scrapbook paper. I think it's beautiful. I mean, some of it is beautiful, like Graphic 45. Oh, that stuff's amazing. It's beautiful paper, beautiful designs. And I've made, you know, quite a few projects using their paper. Let's put that right there. Yeah, did you see what I did there? I purposely tore that and then inked it, and then you put it back, and you know, you've got just a little bit different, you know, just a new element there, I guess. But I like doing that. Of course, then you have to be careful when you're gluing it down too. Okay, so let's get this up in that corner. Come down. There we go. So I'm just going to ink around this one. And put this over on this side. I love the color of this paper, the Edith Holden pages. I just really love the color. I don't know if it's turned this color because of the age of the book, or if it was done with this color from the beginning. I don't know. Now these are pages from the Edith Holden biography that I'm going to be using as the base of my journal. Of course, inking around takes more time. If I knew how to, you know, speed up my video through this process, I would totally do it, but I have no idea how to do that. I suppose you need software or capabilities that I don't have. I know I've seen people do it, and it's great, especially, you know, when somebody is just fussy cutting or, you know, something else that you don't really need to see every little thing, you know, that someone's done, and they just kind of fast through it. You know, I think that's brilliant. But I just don't have the capability of doing it, or the know-how. I've tried to do editing with the limited apps or software that I've got, and I've actually destroyed a video and you guys never did see it. You know, because I just, you know, just didn't do it right and ended up messing up the whole thing. So you can fast forward through all this though, and come on, you know, come out on the other side. I do that when I'm watching somebody. You know, if I'm watching someone's video, I do that all the time, especially if they're fussy cutting or things like that, you know, and I just hit fast forward and get to the end, or, you know, when they're actually doing something, you know, that I want to watch. Yeah, I do that all the time because I don't know, it seems like maybe some people use fussy cutting as a way to take up time. Does that make sense? I just think that, you know, fussy cutting is just a way to use up time and not have the content. I don't know. Also, try and keep my my videos so they're not quite as long, because I know we don't have a lot of time, do we? Sit and watch videos, especially when they're, you know, really long. I suppose this one is becoming longer than what I want. So I don't think we're gonna finish this one on camera. I just wanted to give you an idea of how it might look if you're you know, inking each piece before you put it down. Especially when you're doing kind of a monochrome type, like, you know, using all Edith Holden pages. Well, they all have that same look and color to them, right? And so inking around each piece is helping, you know, just identifying and separating the pieces from each other, if that makes sense. You know, if you're doing a collage and you're using a lot of different kinds of paper and different colors, you know, inking around each one might not make sense, right? But when you're using papers that are from the same project and, you know, they're all the same color, then inking around each one does make sense. I don't know, this one's kind of small to try and tear, but let's see. Oh. Honestly. So yeah, I think the inking around each one is actually making it look better than our first one where we didn't ink at all. Of course, inking takes more time, you know. And that's okay too, right? I mean, you know, maybe you don't have time to sit here and do the whole board at one go. Maybe you only have a few minutes, you know. That's all right. So it takes you a few days to do a masterboard. That's all right. What difference does it make, huh? And like I said, you know, you can approach this different ways. You can be more mindful of your placement, if that is relaxing to you. You know, maybe being precise and mindful with where you put each piece, maybe that is your thing, you know. That's your deal, and that makes you happy. Well, then by all means, you know, you should do it that way. But, you know, if it causes you stress and anxiety doing it that way, then absolutely don't. Don't do it that way. Just pick up a piece of paper and glue her down. And don't fiddle with where it is or anything. Don't stress yourself out over it. Don't stress yourself out over it. By all means, you know, crafting should not be a stressful thing. It should be relaxing and enjoyable. And if it's not, then you're doing something wrong. So, yeah, see how differently this one is looking from the other one we did? Because I'm inking around each piece, and so it's given definition. And that's a good thing, considering, you know, we're using the same kind of paper, same papers. So, oops. Oh, gee, I forgot to ink. Inking after you put glue on is not is not recommended. Oh my goodness. Silly bird. Ah. Oh. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So of course, what you could do is go through your thing of scraps and just tear all your pieces. Just, you know, just tear a bunch of pieces and ink them up and have them ready to do. You know, that's another little activity that you could do, is just go through your scraps and tear pieces, you know, and ink them and have them ready to do a masterboard. You know, that could be a nice relaxing thing you could do as well in between projects, you know. A lot of times when I've done a journal that, you know, I've worked on for a while, you know, and it's finished, and, you know, I want to do something, but I don't really want to get into another big project right yet. Making ephemera is, you know, something I enjoy doing, and you know, it just gives you stuff to put into your next journal, so you're not having to make everything from scratch. You know, you already have some things in your stash that you can pop into a journal. Or maybe it just needs a little bit more decorating to fit the journal that you're working on, or something like that, you know. So making ephemera and stuff in between projects is, you know, just a nice thing to do. Keeps you from feeling overwhelmed too. And you don't have to tear every piece, or you don't have to cut every piece. Maybe some pieces, if everything on your Masterboard is cut nice and neat, maybe having a torn piece here and there would lend you know, a lot of interest to the piece, you know. That's a nice piece that I will keep. Those I would keep too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Oops. All right, so let's see. All right, and like that. You don't have to have a tab ruler either, you know. Doing that does, you know, about the same thing, really. Okay, so here we go. So see how that's coming along and how the look of this is different from this one? You know, this one, everything just kind of flows into each other. Nothing is really defined. And this one, you know, there actually is definition around the pieces. So, yeah, it's just two totally different looks. One isn't, you know, better or worse than the other one. It just depends, you know, on what you like and what you're going for, trying to achieve. I like to overlap things so they're a little bit off. You know, they're not lined up. They're a little bit off from each other. I think that gives a better look overall when it's finished. And just because it's words doesn't mean that it has to go in any one direction. You know, words can go in both directions. Oh. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, see how that's taking on a different look, a different effect. So now that this one has dried, it's time to cut. So I guess you want to think about what type of pieces are you wanting? Do you want journaling cards or pockets? Which, in my opinion, a journaling card could be a pocket. You know, the size is about the same, I think, at least for me anyway. The size is about the same. So a journaling card, or, you know, something that starts out as a journaling card could totally end up as a pocket. That's what I want to say. So do you want to do those shapes, or do you want to do tags? Now for me, tag, my favorite tag size is 3 1/4 inches wide. That's my favorite tag size. But, you know, you can make tags any size you want. Whatever works for your journal or for your project. And generally I like to have you know, somewhere between 6 and 7 inches, I think. You know, some are smaller and some are not as wide. It depends on the application. You know, if I'm making it specifically for an area of, you know, like I'm making a tag to go into a pocket, and that pocket happens, you know, you make the tag according to the pocket, right? But see, there's 2 tags there, and they're a little bit different in size. And then I have this little template that I like to use. I just get the top and the side lined up, hold it, and then just clip it off. this way. There you go. It's just as long as you get the top and the side lined up well, then it's going to turn out good. If you don't, then it's going to be obvious. There we go. And then you just want to ink around, you know, the outside. And depending on what you came up with when you made your cut, you know, this could be done. This could be considered done. Or you want to further decorate it by adding stamps or, you know, numbers or labels or, you know, all kinds of different things that you want to add to it. You can totally do that, but you've got your basis here. Now that one there, I really like that. I don't know that I would want to do anything more. Maybe add a butterfly or something like that perhaps. But yeah, I kind of like that one. So let's see. What else do we have here? Now, like I said, you could totally, you know, look at this and kind of figure out what you want where, or you could totally turn it over and, you know, give yourself a surprise. Yeah, we ended up cutting off the April. I kind of suspected we would. Let's see, what is this? So pockets or journaling cards, you know, about 4 inches high, right? 4 inches high, and then, you know, it depends, of course, on the size of your journal pages. So about 5 inches would give me a good sized pocket. Now from here, I might decide to trim it down more, or put in a thumb notch at the top or whatever, but it's ready to go, you know, with some more decorating or whatever. It's ready to go. This one, I'm just wondering, clean up that edge. And this could be like a little tuck spot. Just wonder, let's see, if we do kind of like that. So this could be like a little side tuck or half a pocket. And this could use, I don't know. What do you think? Does that need to be more decorated, or is it nice the way it is? I kind of like it the way it is. You know, maybe something here, maybe a stamp or something. I don't know. Or a butterfly. But yeah, I kind of like it the way it is, though. So put that over there, and so we have a couple of tags we've done, a couple of pockets. About if we do another tag. You know, and like I said, I like my tags to be 3 1/4 inches wide. But, you know, depending on what I'm going to do with it, I might end up, you know, taking it down from there. And this is going to be, what is that, 7 8 inches. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Have it be a taller one. Okay, and let's see what we have left. Probably more pockets, I say. Let's see, what's the width of this? 6. Oh, okay, that's going to be a little bit too much for a pocket. So let's take a little bit off that side. And that would be 5 1/2. Most of my journals, the way the pages are, oh, maybe they're 5. Let's see, they're a piece of paper folded in half. So what is that? Typically, not all the time, but I would say typically a piece of paper folded in half. So not quite 5 1/2 inches. Depending. I mean, some of these are, but 5 1/2 is probably pushing it. So let's go, let's see. What were we doing here? 5 1/2 is pushing it. So let's go 5 1/4. Do I want to keep that or do I want to keep that? I do. I want to keep that butterfly. So 5 1/4 ish. You know, sometimes you have to trim. Okay, so this is 5 1/2. So 4, 5 1/2. So there we go. Well, those are 2 pockets. Or they could be side tucks or journaling cards or smaller tags even. You know, you do your notches and you got smaller tags. So, you know, the sky is the limit really on what you do with this. So anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and join me in this journey of all things junk journals. Until next time, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.